Okay, Dr. Savage, here's video number two. Um, so the biggest thing we've got right now, in my opinion, that's problematic here, because I'm just focused on Kentucky. I'm just focused on Kentucky. Why in the world would you want to know about that? Well, I got a sales pitch here. I'm weaving through this thing. But the as two men who don't believe in the stock market, the it's dead. It's just lifeless. It's got fight. I mean, if you take its if you try to take their guns, they're going to get pissed. If you um, you mess with their women, they get mad. A lot of stupid relationships with women. A lot of dependencies on women that are unnecessary. Big time. But you know what, man? I am not here to change this generation. I cannot. It's too significant. So what I see now is my main. I was going to come down here and get real estate oriented on how Rogers and try to get the economic development people some life and hold some people accountable. You have a job as a chamber of commerce, blah blah blah, XYZ, whatever. But it doesn't. These these folks these folks live in a dream world where government gives them a title or a job or a status, and they're going to protect it with all guns blazing. I've never had even a thought of a government job. For the last 20 some years, I was 100% commission. And it's kind of scary at times, but rewarding. Money, whatever. So, how do you fix the culture problem in Kentucky? It's more than just culture, but education. Not values necessarily, but just what are you fighting for, guys? What do you hear? What's the purpose? Like, why? If somebody said the Ohio River's dammed, and there's this tree, all these trees are going to get infected. All the oak trees are going away. And they're going to cancel the Kentucky Derby next year. And we're probably going to, there's an infection coming in on horse farms. Everybody's going to go, shit, man, let's go. Let's fight this thing. Let's see what we can do. Let's pull every resource together to combat this threat. Come together as a community and stand. They're not intervening drug problems horrible. So education. I did some quick. I'll spare you the details. Our education system is catastrophically light years ahead of Kentucky's in Indiana. Higher education and elementary through high school. Well, I think I'm going to have to become an educator. Now, here's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask for a special opportunity to teach just the way I want to teach. 150, 200 kids, second, third, fourth, 680,000 students in Kentucky K through 12. Well, second, third, and fourth grade, depending on their advancement. 68,000 of them, or 64,000 of them get identified as gifted. Huh? That's a lot. At the senior year in high school, only 2,200 do AP exams, take AP. What's going on as a teacher, and it's a real high paying, it's much higher paying than other states. $55,000 job to be a teacher in Kentucky. Kentucky's clever. I don't want to offend anyone right now in Kentucky. But I can tell you this. When they got an angle on a thing, doesn't matter where the money's coming from or who paid for it, who didn't, or what the consequences are going to be. Get it, put it in your pocket, get in the car, and make a clean break. And everything's fine. $55,000 a year, teach 9.5 months a year. Well, they're teaching not to get replaced. And the reason I almost know this for certain, we had a real good employee in Jackson County. And when things were kind of winding down at 17 or 18, they don't, it's super social, but it broke wind that his wife, who I'm assuming was probably like him, lost her teaching job. I thought, that's strange. It was almost like it was an election. It was weird. Jackson County, you can do whatever you want. Nobody's coming into Jackson County to fix anything. Okay? For good reason. And Jackson County's doing great. It really is, from what I understand. the Hal Rogers Parkway tees right into the State Road 421 that dead ends right where my dad's factory started. It was the old Christian Appalachian Project building where he started his factory in 2001. Okay. When I saw that, whoa. But I'm almost certain this is what it is, and I will show Kentucky how to teach. I don't think anybody knows. And I wouldn't know if I wasn't taught in a certain way. We had Tom Davis. We were my fourth year of Latin in high school. We were the second in the country after Boston Latin. And when we came into Latin the very first day, I remember up on the wall were all these entrance exams and entrance documents to go into college. I mean, all over the wall, like the trim wallpaper at the very top before the wall hits the ceiling. And he said something to the effect of, everything I say is arbitrary, capricious, and final. Mr. Davis made you wait at the door if you didn't get there on time. He was young too, goofy looking, but smart. He said, I don't understand why we fund sports programs. So he told us he would, because we were shitheads and he knew it too, but he rallied around us because he didn't like the way the institution was being run then. I got a great high school education. I went to St. Joe Elementary School where in second grade, Sister Pascal said, don't use yellow because you can't see it. Okay. I had people in my crawl my whole life. My Nana, Eleanor Eng, slapped my hand at the homestead at dinner when I was taking my roll and cutting it with a knife. Okay. You break your bread. So don't worry, there's very little Catholic in me at all. I'm a mid-Acts dispensationalist. King James Version. Education. That's the only thing that's going to keep me here, sir. I came down to restart this furniture thing. I could infuse so much value added in every value added thing that Kentucky does, and there ain't that many. Fast food, some construction. Hal Rogers got another thing. What's he going to do? He's going to build another road. Okay, I guess. It's bizarre how little we make. I'm befuddled. My original concept was to come down here and set up like the Mennonites or the Amish or whoever. You get plant beans, you have an ecosystem of things where you provide yourself. You take care of yourself. And look, man, I don't know if it's coming there or not, but there is no way, for a fact, that we're going to have 2 billion more people on this planet, and all we're going to have to worry about 7.5 million. Okay. I've heard the cheap labor argument. I've heard all these different things and stuff. Brother, there's one reason and one reason only you need to grow your population, in my opinion, from a capitalist and economist standpoint. It's so you have more customers. And so you can have more sales. You can produce more things. And you can be even a better steward. Like you said, where's the conservative in conservative? I asked a guy in Walmart line the other day. I made a funny comment about Coke. He works for Coca-Cola. I said, why don't we eat? He's talking about all the deer down in Wayne County, next county south before you hit Tennessee. I said, why don't we eat more deer here than cow? Venison's great. Why do we eat beef and not deer? Why are we cutting grass? Why can't we look at property and teach each other? Sir, you're pretty freaking. You might be the smartest guy I know. Seriously, I'm not. You're a smart dude. Period. You figure shit out naturally. I don't. I was taught how to do real estate by North Carolina. Big difference than racist Indiana real estate practices. Highest and best use. Now, first and foremost, how many hours a day can you contribute? Person, human being, whatever you are, that's on disability, that's on food stamps, that's on health insurance, that's got a side thing that does the whatever. I mean, drugs, no drugs. That's not a capitalist and an economist doesn't care what you do as long as you can account for it. And if you're going to should get equal consequence for the behavior. But if you don't look at your food and wonder its sourcing and think about how you can interfere with those costs and the burden and the inefficiencies. Oh my God. We want to have green energy so we can keep running all this meaningless, useless garbage crap all over. No, I say hell no. And I can say it from Kentucky because the more I started to say it in Indiana, the more I got the squeeze put on me. That was bad. Okay, so there's education. I'm going big time into education in Kentucky. Either I'm leaving. That's it. I dropped the hint to Governor Beshear again. I sent the 17 or 12-minute video to Senator Paul. A couple videos to Governor Beshear. Okay. Operation Summer Kentucky Freedom Event or whatever it is. They got the state police and all their outposts are contributing to a statewide drug sweep. Well, hopefully it's fentanyl. Fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, period. Heroin doesn't even compare. Methamphetamines is not much different than Adderall and Vance and that other stuff. It's really, frankly, kind of harmless if you want to know my opinion. It's the decision making with no culture. Who's going to help you make good decisions? Governor Beshear is going to rehabilitate all these fentanyl users. Oh boy. Well, the funny Kentucky police people, the 3 largest counties didn't have a single arrest of the 208. 500 grams of fentanyl. Well, it's like 2.5 grams per person. These people deal in pounds of fentanyl. And 36 of the rest were down in Adair County in Columbia, which is like a sleepy, nice little, I don't know, kind of cool. You wouldn't go through and think. See what I mean? Oh, Kentucky. Don't try to hide it. Just keep doing it. Whatever they do. I am not here to coach Kentucky on how to live through the present right now. No way. Not even close. I just appreciate greatly them giving me honoring my rights. Kentucky honors your rights when you're white and middle-aged and like me. It will. It'll honor your rights. And so I'm going to try to create an army of people that can penetrate some of these vulnerabilities that we've got with a variety of different value-added things that aren't happening correctly. So Governor Beshear is going to get handed to him. And I don't know if I'm going to do it on a silver platter or not, even though I'm a Democrat. But I expect him to listen and communicate. I got a paper here. I've got a paper. And it talks about the international man, Austin Powers here. No, it's real. So what do we got? International Business Operations Elevate Kentucky. Now, keep in mind, all these people that I almost pulled the trigger on. So, Chairman Rogers, Rand Paul, Governor Beshear, and McConnell, but I'm going to leave McConnell alone. So we've got Blue Oval SK Battery Park in Glendale, the future home of Ford's electric vehicle battery production, opened its training center on May 8th. So he was defending batteries the other day. So, decades-long mission to introduce the Commonwealth to the world through the internet and through the intentional recruitment of foreign businesses to set up operations statewide. Well, where are the employees going to come from? Because they're not here. They're not. They're just not. They're either here and they're not motivated. Kentucky does not have this robust workforce. No, it's all pretty much assigned, retired, or on its way out. To know the truth. Now, how do you get a robust workforce? You grow your population. There's 18,000 ways to do that. Now, I heard we took the largest building in Louisville and turned it into a migrant thing. I mean, I am 100% behind either deport them or give them a clear, quick pathway to citizenship, of which they have to learn English. Absolutely. And some other things. Get these people, get them in the thing. Let's go. Put them to work. Kentucky's got a lot of these migrants for sure. When we create good jobs with good wages in an area that we know are going to exist, it benefits everyone, and that's where we ought to be spending our focus day in and day out, both in Kentucky, but also nationally. Okay, fine, whatever. What Governor Beshear has no idea is that his education system is putting out some of the worst product it could. Not from a You look at them and you think they're just not. You're not soundly educated. You don't even understand how society functions and how important it is for you to be an active member of it. You know, I would flat put it like that. There's so many people in this world now. Let's get the ones that want to contribute. That's what I'd say about Kentucky. Here's your play, sir. Here's what I need for your help if you so deem. Is I don't know if I'm going to publish it or not. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it not too hard to find, but you guys find it yourself. Real estate. You tell me you would want to own 30 acres in Leslie County, or how about 27 acres in Bath County? You know, to do some stuff on. You know what's on that property? You know what's there in the ground? I wrote a funny letter to the funny Business International people there. Funny, they have an office in London, Kentucky. I said, I got a future 10 acres in Leslie County. And I'm going to have a bunch of drones. I'm going to have, I think 10,000 feet is about how high I can fly my drones all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Can I fly an indefinite number of drones above my property in Kentucky? About 10,000 feet. Oh, yeah. Real estate's three-dimensional. So what do you do with that real estate? You can do a variety of number of things. I'd build some temporary or, modular. Clayton Homes does a great job. Rent those dudes out. Get in the rental business. If you bought do the math. We'll all figure it out. I'll make it make sense. You know what I'd really like to do is I'd like to build 3 or 4 story, somewhat non-permanent rental units, and I'd like to bring people in who are just transitioning out of the identification getting process or are a part of it. They're somehow protected by it. Get them living off the land and create some establishments. That's one thing I'd like to do. I don't think I'm gonna do it. The heat, it's too hot down here. I can't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a farmer. Not out in the thing. No. To the point, sir, where you get some insight from the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob of some of the techniques that are proven over time to work. When you plant the tree, when you do all this stuff, you sacrifice the. Rabbi Yaakov Wolbe had an amazing speech, I guess, on some of the practices that y'all do with, the animals and the agriculture, and you had the 8th one, you sacrifice. Look, I think it works. So I'm not going to be able to go all across Kentucky. I don't want to go all across Kentucky and rip it apart as far as their real estate practices. But I'm starting in Pulaski County. State Road 27 over here is a retail megalodon. And just within a 9-iron of Walmart, my favorite company in the world after Toyota, you've got just abandonedness. It's like, I guarantee Kentucky, if they break wind of what this value really is, they'll figure out, I don't think it's going to call it eminent domain, but they'll figure out how to get these people to sell. I know what you're doing, sir. I do. I don't watch your videos much anymore. I watched them religiously for 8 years. I always scan your website. Just copy you. My LinkedIn page is just a copy product of what you do for the most part. I've gotten a little edgy with these videos, like my message of appreciation of Vladimir Putin. Crouch, there's ouch, the lieutenant governor. I'm sickened by it. But look, if we don't learn as citizenry how to practice real estate, we are insane. We are just silly. We got here and secured it. Okay? And then just to abandon the whole practice of, what do you think? You got to protect your real estate in Kentucky from your neighbor? Are you kidding me? I hate some of the thoughts I have sometimes, how far deep they go into the thing. But you could penetrate. You could penetrate Kentucky if you wanted to. take about 20 years, maybe 15 years. It's that terrain. And once you got your encampment set up all throughout the thing, you could systematically tear it down. As weakly knitted together as it is right now, blaming and fighting, established with nothing. I mean, I don't know. I went to church one Sunday down in southern Pulaski County and was tired and heading around. No one offered me anything. No one even said I was doing it. Just a stranger. So Kentucky don't want none. They don't have not in my backyard syndrome so much, as they just don't want anything. They want I'm good, and end of thing. Okay. Indiana has not in my backyard. Man, when they doubled rents on the poor a couple years ago, single moms going from $800 to $1,400, that kind of stuff. The greed, sir. Sir, the greed. The greed. I hope to see you someday. I don't think I will, but I hope to. I took a curious path to get you this message. I don't know how else to do it. I trust these two men that I asked to courier this. And I wanted it secure. I wanted to come through a path that was complimentary to you and what you are to this nation. Sir, as far as I'm concerned, you are the commander. There is no one. Maybe not militaristically. I'm not saying you need to run submarines and stuff. Not that you couldn't. There is no mind like yours, period. Trump's mind's awesome. The interview he had like in 2011 when he was talking about currency and all the different things. I don't know what else to say, sir. I know we'll both be in eternity in the right place. And I fall back on sometimes when you were overseas and you had your family there and you were talking about struggling to figure out, I guess, your purpose or what you were so torn on where, and I've experienced some of that too with you. And I'm King James, Christian. Romans 5, tribulation worketh patience, patience experience, and experience hope, and hope that maketh not ashamed. And when I quote the Bible with Christians, they just, I think there's about 1 million Jews in the desert when Moses proclaimed his concerns, and God said, "Don't worry, Moses. I've reserved 7,000 men who have not knelt to the image of Baal. 7,000 out of 1 million. None of that crap. I'm not down here on any religious nothing Christian blah. No. Save Governor Bashir, if you'll let me. Get this real estate booming, and better, highest and best, and attack these cultural threats that we've got all over the place. I mean, fentanyl should be the death penalty. It really should, or set up some piece of real estate where they go use it. I love the Mexican business organizations. I don't call them drug cartels. I call them Mexican business organizations. I think they're great. And they operate in Kaizen. We don't know how to operate squat here anymore, sir. We don't. Our business operations abilities are so poor and so pathetic, and we let women do all these things that we shouldn't let them do. Gun, schmun, knife, splash. What? I mean, I'm pretty good with golf club. I don't want any of it. If I see it and it won't, and I can't penetrate it with this, to your own, dust my shoes. Dust my kick my heels off as I walk out, whatever is on the mat as I leave. Nothing you can do. It's over. Just wait for that piece of real estate to collapse. It's going to. This is going to be a systematic. If something doesn't intercede, sir, Kentucky is going to be systematically portioned off to the people who want to be here. And then the rest of it's going to sit idle and grow weeds and do all the stupid shit it's going to do. And just be a waste. And just be a waste. Be a burden. Be something I got to mow. Be something I got to drive past. It's just going to be the miserable existence that a lot of these places have known most of their lives. Largely because they had to work their asses off. This is a new problem. Kentucky's known for its hard lives. And what a welfare state. It's become a welfare state. It's sad. Now, I don't want to be, I'm not, it's very fixable. And I haven't penetrated Western Kentucky and different areas. And this is a fairly small sample size, but I'm pretty damn sure I know exactly what I'm talking about. And the special education position that I'm going to appoint myself and all but get thrown out of the state if they won't let me hold hostage their second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth graders and teach them to whoever and everybody else that wants to come. Oh yeah, I've already got that mapped out. If you don't want to learn that, you aren't Kentucky. You're just this new thing that just dies. It's not sustainable. Soda pop, trips to Walmart, nice pickup trucks, guaranteed paychecks, and holding on to all these things that are giving you what you think is life, that are being contributed to by who knows what taxpayers. I mean, it's so bad. Indiana's fiscally responsible, right? $343 billion GDP, $34 billion goes to the government, over $7,000 worth. Sir, I'll end on this. In Indiana, up and down there, over 70% of the land is associated with agriculture. Controlled, owned, farmed, what at least. Almost none of that is human grade food. Almost none. And the agriculture contributes 2% to the GDP. Now you find a piece of GDP that can't be associated with specific agriculture, with specific land use. Sir, Indiana's abhorrent. Kentucky's kind of like, just still kind of fighting through the shit they always fight. Indiana's evil. So anyway. All right, Vice President Vance, I respect you. I don't always agree with a lot of things you do, but I appreciate you coming out so strongly on the abortion topic. I disagree. I'm pro abortion, anti birth control, but I don't want to offend you with my concerns about Indiana, but they're real. They're real, and I mean it could look bad on when you did your thing as governor. I do not care. The truth is the truth, and we have to stand up for the legacy we're going to leave behind. And my legacy is going to be left behind in Indiana and Kentucky. And I have the North Carolina Real Estate Commission, amongst many others, to thank for requiring me to learn how to practice real estate and not just wander around looking for the next person to convert into a commission check. All right, Maranatha.